took me onto this networking meeting, and literally I've been bouncing around different networking meetings ever since, getting people who want my services. Now, that to me is a strategy that's working for me. Now, what I want to do is set up a referral scheme of my own so that I can encourage all those business owners to refer me to, restaurants. And in fact, I didn't even need to do that, because one of the guys who I met at one of these networking groups, he is giving me 2 of his clients who he currently does a lot of website work and SEO work for. He's giving them to me. He doesn't want anything in return. And all he wants me to do is offer those business my service. And he says they will eat it up. So I'm not actually going to business owners directly. I'm going to networking groups, because let me just tell you one little thing, one number that really kind of threw me off my chair yesterday morning. I went to a networking group meeting yesterday, a BNI network meeting. Most of you on this watching this video or here now, you will know about BNI, because they are what I call the referral. They are the referral businesses Ferrari, because they are kind of like mad on referrals and getting referrals and bringing in new people to the membership to get them on referrals.
Is that pretty big in England too? I mean, is that a very large?
Yes. Oh, yeah, it's very large in England. Let me just throw you one figure which really kind of jaw-dropped me. The first networking meeting I went to back in March, there were about 24 people in the room. Now, the interesting thing about BNI, and I'm not a member of BNI, so I'm not kind of like a secret evangelist for BNI or anything, but one thing that really amazed me back in March, the first BNI networking meeting I went to, they shared their monthly statistics of how much money how much business they've gained from helping out each other get more customers by referring, people to them. And it was to the tune of over $100,000, and there were only about 15 people in the room.
Now, wait a minute, stop, wait a minute, hold on. That's something that needs to be said again for us that didn't maybe glossed over some of the other information and the Frank Kerns and all that other stuff, which is great. Let's talk about real business right where you're at in England. Let's use that information, because we're all in the States, but you're in England. The rest of the people that are going to be listening to this are all over the world. Folks, BNI, BNI is a worldwide organization. There's a very good friend of mine in this group. His name's Jerry Williamson. I'm not doing a plug-in for Jerry Williamson, but he's a very smart marketer. We also have Sue Henry in the group. They're both BNI directors, okay?
Right, well, this is massive. This is absolutely massive.
Yes.
BNI as a strategy.
Yes.
So, I mean, BNI stands for Business Networking International, and it does what it says on the tin. It is a fantastic.
Share the numbers on the money again.
Right. Well, I haven't finished. I've just started. So here's what I've picked up from March's meeting. I've only been to 3 networking meetings. I'm always having to kind of like stop, because I've got so much follow-up to do. People wanting to follow up with me, and I'm not even a member of BNI. How good is this? Yeah. So look, back in March.
I bet you're going to join real soon, aren't you?
So anyway, back in March, when I went to the first meeting, as I say, there were just about 20 people in the room, and they had referred over $100,000 of business to each other in that 1 month. Okay?
In 1 month.
Now that's not
1 month.
1 month. Now,
and 115 group.
That's not the end of it, Rick. No, I'm going to tell you something that's going to really knock you off your socks in a minute. I'm going to have to do the maths in a second, but I went to this networking group yesterday. There were 35 people in the room at this BNI meeting. There were guys who were franchise owners. There were there were some heavy hitters in this room. And last month alone, they referred $320,000 worth of business to each other. So that room collectively, and not everyone was there, but that group of people, I don't know how many people in that chapter, maybe 50 people in that chapter, they had given each other through referrals over $300,000 worth of business. It was actually £220,000 of business last month.
let's step right there. So you're telling me out of a group of 50 members, even though they weren't all there, it was $350,000 in 1 month. So that means each and every one of those businesses, if it was done equally, which
on average,
again, we know it wouldn't be equal, but just if you broke it down even, that's $7,000 in additional income per month.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I mean, I spoke to one guy, and he said last year, just for his personal business, he got $148,000 worth of business from referrals, just he alone. Yeah, $148,000. I mean, that is we talk about internet marketing and we talk about online marketing. There's very, very few online marketers who are getting anywhere near that. I mean, some of them are, the top 5% are, but I mean, think about it, that's huge. That's absolutely massive. And in fact, if you think about it, it was £83,000. So multiply that by 1.6, and you get roughly $148,000. So I mean, that's just mind blowing. And the reason why, let me say why BNI works so well. And I actually don't like its structure because I don't roll. I'm the guy who turns up with a t-shirt and jeans if I can get away with it, and the ripped jeans. That's me. Yeah, that's how I go to church on Sundays, with ripped jeans and a t-shirt and casual and sneakers with holes in them, because that's just what I'm like. But I go along to the BNI meeting dressed smartly, okay, because I know I'm in a formal setting. I used to be a high school teacher in a posh independent school in the United Kingdom, and I used to dress up every day, and I don't mind doing that. But naturally, here at home right now, I'm in my Mike Koenig's t-shirt, and I'm in my ripped jeans, and I'm sat chilling out at home in my attic. Now, but the BNI is a deadly serious organisation, because I said to them, I said, you guys are doing referrals on steroids. Yeah, we had one guy there yesterday at this meeting. He's called Adam. He's only in his mid-20s. He said, if anybody brings in 10 referrals this week, I will eat my shoe. And I mean that. I will eat my shoe. Okay?
Hey!
Now listen, we nearly got there yesterday, because the lady who brought me along to this BNI meeting yesterday, she had 8 referrals. And even though I'm not a member of BNI, I actually had 2 referrals for people in the room that I was happy to give away just because of the sort of guy I am. Now she then piped up. She said, well, Des is my guest, so we've got our 10. And I saved the day for Adam, because I said, well, hang on a minute. I don't know if these referrals will work, because they're just in my head. I haven't spoken to these guys. I've just listened to you guys in the room today telling me who you're looking for. You know, they're after specific businesses and specific people sometimes. They're targeted that finely. I said, I don't know if these 2 people are going to be interested. So, Adam, you don't have to eat your shoe today. And there was just like, oh, you know, like everyone was really cheering him on. Let me get back onto the serious stuff for a minute. Why BNI is so powerful compared to any other networking group. And it's their referral strategy is so incredible. So if you're not a member of BNI chapter yet, and you've got mobile and text marketing as your leading strategy, then you're in, because no one's offering it. Let me just tell you my strategy now, which is really the kind of the chocolate spread in the middle of the sandwich here, okay? This is my very simple strategy. Okay, so grab a pen or watch the recording through. I have Chad Wyatt's plugin. If you just go to smswordpress.com, or you can go to my affiliate link, which is smsmagi.com/Chad, C-H-A-D, smsmagi.com/Chad, C-H-A-D. Or if you don't want to do that, just go to smswordpress.com and Chad will get all the money. But buy his plugin, because what I love about Chad's plugin, well, 3 things. Number 1, it's very, very easy to use. Number 2, you can have one mobile number with multiple lists and multiple keywords, which is absolutely brilliant. And number 3, it's something like only $45. It's just an amazing deal, and you get it for as many websites as you want. Chad didn't ask me to plug this for him. I'm doing it anyway because I think it's absolutely perfect for this. So what I did was I set up an SMS campaign. I bought a number, what's called a Twilio number, at about midnight the day before my meeting at 6:30 in the morning. That's good timing on my part. And I basically set it up so that when they dialed that number, this is all they had to do. They dialed a number. They then heard my voice on a recording. And as they heard my voice on a recording, they got a text message from me saying, this shows you something of the power of text marketing. Text BNI to arrange a meeting online with me on Skype where we can talk it further. Now, out of the 34 people in the room yesterday, 19 of them dialed my number and they put them on speakerphone. I didn't ask them to put it on speakerphone, so I heard my lovely voice echoing around the room, and there was a shocked silence, and then there were 19, text messages received, and my phone vibrated 19 times as I captured all their mobile numbers. And as a result of doing this, and this is the second time I've done it in a week, by the way, because I went to another networking meeting on Tuesday. As a result of doing this, I had I had a guy who owns a heating company come up to me. I had a guy who owns a franchise for a delivery company interested because he runs another business. He does a lot of selling and he wants to use text for that. I had about 6 or 7 people who want to follow up with me. I have a guy who does corporate videos. That was Adam, who nearly ate his shoe, except I saved him from eating his shoe because I was honest about my leads. He does corporate videos. He's really interested in what I'm doing.
He should have ate his shoe anyway.
Say again.
He should.
I don't want to be mean because he was the reason I went to that networking meeting in the first place. Because the lady who brought me on, she said, "You should meet Adam because he's been asking me about text marketing. You should meet him." So I went along primarily to talk to him. So I was definitely not going to make him eat his shoe, otherwise he would have hated me. So so basically, I've now got 19 mobile numbers that I can actually do SMS campaigns for. Okay. What I mean is I can follow up with my own SMS follow-up with those 19 decision makers in that BNI meeting. And what's more, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it in 3 ways. Number one, I'm going to create a 2-page PDF document which basically tells them what they can do with text and reminds them what happened on that day that they met me. Second thing, in that PDF guide, there will be a link to join a webinar, and I will be doing it on a pre-recorded webinar using Mike Filsame's Evergreen business system because I've got that. However, there's nothing to stop you sending them to a lead capture page where you can actually just capture their email and address and then follow up with them individually through traditional meetings. Or you can use an online booking service to book them a meeting online. It's a free service called Tungle.me. It rhymes with jungle. If you think of the word jungle and replace the J with a T, you get Tungle, and it's not tungle.com, it's tungle.me, Tungle.me, Tungle.me. You can create a free account on there. You can synchronize it with your Google Calendar if you have Gmail. And basically, you can send them a link to that, and then they can book you online for an online meeting with Skype or even with GoToWebinar or your favorite, video service like iWowie or whatever. And you can get them one-on-one on a webinar. You'll close them because they are going to be bowled over by your SMS. If you do video and you do webinars as well, then you don't even have to tell them about how many customers you've got because you've shown them that you see.
Can I ask a question about that?
So that's my... Yeah, sure. I'm just finish off for it, and then
okay.
Let's kind of go into open discussion because I do want to get some feedback from you guys who are on the call today, and anyone else who watches this video. So for me, and I'm still working on this, is actually making sure that I get the most out of that list, because I don't want to just send them one link to one video. I want to build a